outscored the opposition 8-0 over their last 2 games. Jackson Roble, the junior mid from Madison, Alabama, provides the first touch, and away we go between Clemson and Notre Dame. Right away, a long ball toward Mohamed Say. It's flagged down by the Irish back line. Clemson comes in 2-1-1, Notre Dame 3-0-1. Irish have not allowed a goal since the 28th minute of the season opener against Indiana. Irish clear as Clemson initially tries to break through down that left wing. Both the Tigers and Irish have scored first in all 4 of their matches to open 2023. Gaël Gibert, the graduate defender from France, shifts the ball over to the left side of the back line. There's Say dropping to keep the possession going. Ball careens off KK by 4.
You can almost feel the energy. We saw that crouch. I mean, this it's a packed house, big game, big ACC opener. I mean, you can just feel it. The intensity is already up, especially on the Clemson side. They're already have almost dominated this so far, just being in Notre Dame's half.
Tigers owning possession early on as this is switched over toward the left corner. Russo knocked down from behind, and he earns a foul against Clemson. So Notre Dame will have its first chance to extend out a possession. Irish opened the season with that 1-1 draw against second-ranked Indiana and have since shut out IUPUI, Northern Illinois, and Detroit Mercy by a combined score of 7-0.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Chad Riley, he really likes to look into those non-conference matchups, especially with the new freshmen that he's trying to incorporate into this lineup. I mean, it's really important for them to try and establish that chemistry, establish that coordination early, so that once we hit these conference games like tonight, they're up and ready, and they know the intensity and the energy that they need to bring.
The Irish and defending national champion Syracuse, the only ACC teams with just 1 goal allowed in the first 4 games. Here's Say on the right side in a foot race with Burns, and Say can't track it down. Goal kick for Brian Dowd and Notre Dame. Mohamed Say leading the Tigers with 4 goals, 14 shots, 8 of them on goal through his first 4 games. The 2022 All-ACC third-teamer who has been so consistently productive throughout his 5 seasons at Clemson. At least 4 goals in each of those campaigns for the graduate from Valencia, Spain.
And look at that, 6'3" forward. That's going to be a tall problem, especially for Josh Ramsey and that back line. You have to really, especially on those high long balls, you're going to have to really step on him early, not allow him to turn up field, as we've seen so many times.
Kyle Genenbacher on the back line for the Irish. Comes all the way back for Mitch Ferguson, the sophomore from Glen Carbon, Illinois. Now Notre Dame will work it down the right side. Matthew Rue with Elton Chifamba following. Into the center circle it goes for Matthew Radavoisa, trying to free up Patty Burns toward the left corner, but it's flagged down. Radavoisa with it again. Active in the middle part of that Irish midfield. Bafour gets into a tussle. Referee allows Notre Dame to play on. Ento running free for a moment toward the penalty spot, but there's our first look at Clemson keeper Joseph Andema.
Really nice combination of passes there in the Irish midfield, just getting it ping, ping, ping up. Just bouncing it around, keeping the Clemson Tigers off balance. Just a little bit too heavy of a touch. Let's Adama pick that one up.
And now a foul against Clemson as Sean Smart closed in aggressively right in front of us. Just over 4 minutes in. Clemson and Notre Dame playing their ACC openers on a gorgeous Saturday evening. Temperatures in the mid-70s with a wind blowing from left to right on your screen out of the north. Notre Dame has ended each of its last 2 seasons at the hands of Clemson. Back in 2021 in the College Cup NCAA semifinals, the Tigers prevailed in an epic match which featured penalty kicks. And then last year in the first round of the ACC tournament in an 8-9 seed matchup, the Tigers defeated the Irish 3-1. Here's Bafour. Accelerating and now turning back. Ferguson ahead to Bryce Bonneau. And now space for Josh Ramsey. He returns the ball to Bafour, who will play it over to the right side of the box. Flagged down nicely there. Rue gets free, takes the shot, and a save by Ndema. Ball still loose there, and the Tigers clear it out. And now a foul against Ramsey, retreating back to the midfield line after a glorious early opportunity for the Irish.
Yeah, great ball here to Rue. I mean, that's such a perfect ball right over the defender, but yet into the open legs there. Just unfortunate that that shot gets blocked by Adama, and then Tigers backline quickly responds, just kicking the ball out. Great stuff by them.
Joseph Ndema, the Clemson keeper, has retained the full-time starting job since the beginning of last October. And the Tigers were looking to replace George Marks, who is the lead keeper for that 2021 national champion team. And ever since, Ndema's 10-5-1 in his career with 9 shutouts. He was top 10 in the NCAA with 8 clean sheets a year ago. Josh Ramsey clearing about midway up the bleachers. Again, a full house at Alumni Stadium. Now, why wouldn't you come out to see this one? Two programs that reached the College Cup a couple seasons ago. Beautiful weather, and it's always fun to begin ACC play. Patty Burns shielding off Brandon Parrish near the corner, and there will be the first corner kick of the match. Clemson will have it from the right side.
It's going to be a big challenge right now for the Irish. They really have to communicate, get those marks on.
Clemson taking the kick, number 25.
Like that. Also the coordination and the set pieces for Clemson. Just saying who's going to go where, who's going front post, who's going back post. Such an important thing, especially to sync that up with the timing of the kick.
Low ball toward the area, handled cleanly by Notre Dame. It's Rue providing the clearance. And this will go out with Parrish and Bafour chasing. Throw in for the Tigers, playing in their first road game of 2023. Irish, meanwhile, playing game 5 of 6 on this season opening homestand. Bafour possesses, double teamed, and he earns the foul call right near the left sideline.
So far, both teams have kind of traded blows. Clemson taking early advantage of starting off with the ball at half, just really dominating almost for 3 to 4 minutes there. But then the Irish quickly getting the ball up the field, as we see the midfield here, just getting it directly up to Patty Burns.
Long ball toward Burns, knocked away by Sean Smart, the sophomore defender from Apopka, Florida. Irish play back in quickly, and now it is Burns on a deflection. It pops up high in the air toward the penalty spot. Rue and Ento fighting for it. It comes free for Russo, who flicks it well wide of both the keeper and the frame. A goal kick for Clemson.
That little pocket there of sun, maybe a little bit hard, especially when that ball got deflected. Both teams just really honing in on focusing. As we see the replay here, that topspin really bounced the ball into the middle. And Rue just trying to chase it against Adama.
Rue believed there was a deflection. Thought a corner kick should have been ruled, but instead the goal kick comes all the way from keeper to keeper, and Brian Dowd scoops it up for the Irish. Dowd making his 5th start of the season. He's made 8 saves thus far. He's only needed to make 4 in Notre Dame's last 3 victories. Dowd starting for the 47th time in his career. Long ball ahead. Russo with Andema coming well outside the area. And it goes all the way out once again for a goal kick. Just over 10 minutes in between Clemson and Notre Dame.
You mentioned Dowd in the back. I mean, he has just been a cornerstone for the Irish defense. He's been getting, you mentioned it, over 40 starts in the net. So much experience coming in. And he's just so good. It's like he's at that 10 out of 10, but yet he's still at, or 9 out of 10, and he's looking to get that 1% better every single day. It's so hard to get that 1% because you're looking at such the little details, but he keeps striving to do that. And what makes him so good is that even as stellar as he is as a goalie, he's still looking to improve.
And what comes with that experience is familiarity against these ACC opponents, Clemson being one of them. This is the 4th time Dowd has faced the Tigers. He pitched a clean sheet against Clemson back in the 2021 regular season. It was a 2-0 road victory for the Irish. And then both of those aforementioned postseason matchups featured Dowd in goal. The 2021 College Cup semifinal and last year's ACC tournament. Radovoisa picks off a pass, but loses control, and now space up the left side for the Tigers. Ball slams off Genenbacher, comes down, but some slippage there. And Notre Dame tries to play it long again, by 4 on the run against Gael Jaber. Jaber wins the race, and it's settled down by Jackson Roble. Tigers reorganize. And now Nathan Richmond plays it back for Smart.
All right, Notre Dame's high tempo right now is really pushing some mistakes out of the Clemson backline right now. That's something that can really be exposed, especially on Clemson's side, where they have almost 6 starters are from foreign countries. You know, Coach Noonan's got a tall task, especially on the communication side, having guys understand what the right concepts are, what right terminology to use, because a lot of times you may share the same language, but it may mean different things. You know, especially if you say go up, well, it may mean, you know, kick the ball up higher, or it means push up as positionally. So there's a lot of clarification that needs to happen early in this season in order for there to build synergy between the back line, midfield, and the forwards for the Clemson Tigers.
Another errant ball right there. Definitely something to be said about the nerves coming into an ACC opener, especially when you see the program on the other side. These two, Notre Dame and Clemson, have been so successful, particularly over the last decade. In total, 58 NCAA tournament berths between the two. But for both Coach Noonan and Coach Riley, got to try and make sure, as much as your players want to go 110% and be the guy in a match like this, just got to settle it down and do what you can, avoid unforced mistakes, as about 4 was tied up. Clemson controls now with Chifamba playing it forward. But Russo picks off the pass. But no, a curling ball forward for Russo. He's beaten to it. And now Chifamba takes it back on a 1-2 from Parrish. And a Notre Dame player went tumbling over Chifamba as he was getting rid of the ball. Chifamba having a discussion with the official. Looks like this foul will go Notre Dame's way.
Yeah, the high pressure there on the defensive technique philosophy from Notre Dame has really put Chifamba in a tough situation. He's trying to get the ball out quick. Ends up not only getting the ball out, but also tripping up Russo. creates a really good opportunity for Notre Dame to try and get a really nice set piece off of this.
It was Bryce Bonneau who went for a tumble, as we'll take another quick look at it. The foul against Jafamba. A lot of physicality early on in this match, and now by Ford's free kick. Headed out for a Notre Dame corner. Gael Jaber was back there for Clemson as the ball curved toward Mitch Ferguson on the back post. And now by Ford will take another set piece on the Irish corner. Right toward the front of the area. Genenbacher will have a go, and it's in for Ento. Notre Dame has the opener as Ento follows up the shot from Genenbacher. 1-0 Irish in the 16th minute.
Mentioned it in the opener there, Tyler. Who was going to get that goal first? Both teams have opened the season, winning all their games, opening the games with each goal. It's going to be who's going to score first. Ento is right there, too, as we see the corner kick here, right there off Genenbacher, just trying to shoot it once more off the back post. And Ento just keeping his head up, always being aware. Right there, the ball is right in front of him. Just an easy tap in. Notre Dame strikes first blood.
Ento's second goal of the season, 9th of his career, as the shot initially from Genenbacher was not stopped by the keeper Andema. It was Brandon Parrish, the senior midfielder, back there on the line to deny Genenbacher, but Ento in the right spot at the right time. And now for Notre Dame, that big opening goal. Notre Dame is on a 24-match unbeaten streak when scoring first.
That type of momentum can really carry, but it's going to be interesting to see how Clemson responds.
And right away, Clemson pressing forward, forcing a foul against Notre Dame. In that ACC tournament match last November, Clemson struck twice in the first half. They were both Notre Dame own goals. That really set the tone, put Notre Dame in a tough spot the rest of the way. And now the Irish in a favorable position where they want to be on the scoreboard first. Clemson gearing up for a response as it's on the back line for Marboy.
It's critical that Clemson just stays composed, stays disciplined, doesn't feel rushed at all, especially just to quickly respond and even this thing up.
Ball played in the middle by Sean Smart. Notre Dame clears as far as Jaber. And now Arthur Duquesne moves it along. Josh Ramsey heads it out, and Ento clears further as far as Adam Lundegaard. So Clemson, as anyone would expect, fighting back immediately after Ento's opening goal. Chifamba given space, he'll fire away, but it is well high and wide. So Notre Dame will have a chance to settle down on a goal kick. As Chifamba, the junior from Blacklick, Ohio, had the go.
Good stuff by Notre Dame to not overcommit, not make any mistakes, especially defensively, just staying upright, not getting even over-eager on the defensive side. It can be kind of nerve-wracking, especially with the Clemson Tigers coming at you at full force to try and quickly gain back possession. Ram doing a good job just sitting back, having numbers up, and just marking the space and cutting off lanes for them to pass in.
Another 50-50 ball emerges for Notre Dame, but Burns led by 4 astray. Now the Tigers retake control. Physical battle between Ramsey and Say. And now Say's ball up the line, tracked down by Ramsey. Russo settles in the midfield. looking to swing it out wide, and Patty Burns is available. About 4. Wheeling around, moving to the outside for Genenbacher, who picked up the assist on Ento's 16th minute strike. Here's Ento again, sent into the box. He goes down, and the shot goes wide for a Clemson goal kick.
Really great run by Ento and Russo there, just really working off the ball, using the open space to find passing lanes, which allows the Irish just to quickly turn the ball from half field all the way into the final third of the Clemson Tigers. Just a little bit too heavy of a touch there for Ento to get a solid shot off.
Tigers on the prowl once again. This is Brandon Parrish. Smart takes it back from Chifamba. Now out to the far side for Duquesne. In his left wing position, he plays it ahead. Bonneau shields off his man and earns an Irish goal kick.
Clemson's doing a nice job to try and poke and prod at this Irish back line. They're not being over-eager to shoot that ball from outside the 25, even though it is very tempting a lot of the time to want to shoot the big ball and try and see if he can get it on target. A little bit more risky, of course, and lower percentage shot. It's that one. Just a big collision there, and now Russo will take the foul.
It was Russo tied up there with Lundegaard on the long ball ahead from Radavoisa. We'll take another look at it. Notre Dame again set up in prime real estate.
They're just both looking at the ball. Lundegaard just pulling down on Russo, which is this is really dangerous territory for Clemson to commit the foul. Another set piece for the Irish.
Here it comes to the back post, and Ferguson was left unmarked at the corner of the area, and his header was directed just wide.
Lucky break there for Clemson. Man, Ferguson's just wide open. Ooh. Looked like Gibert there. Gibert just lost his mark, too much following the ball. Allows Ferguson to get open. This is something that Clemson cannot afford, especially early in this matchup.
Clemson makes its first 2 substitutions of the evening. Jerron Gerbet enters for Jackson Roble, Alex Meinhard for Elton Chifamba. This ball falls in front of Say. Topspin takes it to Ferguson, who pushes it forward. Now Genenbacher in a tie-up, and Say is free. And he sends it all the way through to the right side. Burns retreats for a moment, allowing Smart to take it. Smart receives it back near the line. Now space for Nathan Richmond. He'll go with the left foot, and he bent it just outside that upper left corner.
Really nice strike there by Richmond there. I mean, he's really trying to bend that ball into the back of the post. Everything's set up, enough space to get that around, just a little bit off target. He knows it there.
Richmond, the formerly top-ranked midfielder from Georgia by Top Drawer Soccer, coming out of IMG Academy in Atlanta, Georgia as well. His father, Richie, was a member of one of Clemson's 3 national title teams. It was the 1987 side. Notre Dame on the other end with Ento, who takes a heavy shoulder and goes down. Irish will have a throw-in right near midfield. Ento's 16th minute goal, the difference thus far. And for the 5th consecutive time to open this 2023 season, Notre Dame has the opening goal. About 4 in close quarters. just had it drift over the line, working up against Jaber. Clemson restarts quickly. Duquesne, excellent first touch, playing it off the chest for Meinhard. Meinhard against Genenbacher. He cuts back, taking the low shot, and Dowd is on it.
Nice development for Clemson there. Watson just taking it all the way up the left side. You can see Say just trying to take his space, using his long strides to really get an edge over Josh Ramsey. Just really great stuff by Dowd just to cover that near post, not allowing that ball to sneak through.
Dowd makes his 9th save of the season. Notre Dame leading the shot category 5-4, as well as shots on goal 3-1. Here's Bafour, nearly sneaking that around Marboy, who was turned around for a moment. But the freshman recovers and makes a good move on Bafour, finding Brandon Parrish in the middle. Now Clemson switches to the right wing. Here comes Nathan Richmond against Burns. Richmond has Smart available. He gets by Burns. Richmond using that left foot again, but it's smothered by Radavoisa in the middle.
See how quickly Clemson just takes all the open space by the Irish, but here comes a counterattack.
Another sudden change as Bonneau creates the turnover. Bafour, undersized, going up against the 6'1" Marboy. He does earn an Irish throw-in. KK Bafour, part of last season's ACC all-freshman team, and he was phenomenal in the month of September. Registered all 7 of his points from 2022 during that month. Patty Burns playing it out to Rue. In for Ento. Back to Burns, but the connection disrupted by Smart. Here's Parrish all the way up ahead to Meinhard. Meinhard switches field beautifully. Richmond knocked it down illegally. Awkward reception there for Richmond, as it was a relatively solid ball, but it came in high, and the arm went up.
Yeah, Meinhard he taking a little bit too long there, getting that ball out. Just a little bit too hard, and can't do that there on the soccer pitch, unfortunately, there, Richmond. Trying to extend his arm, trying to extend that plane of his chest, but gets called for it. It almost looked like a little bit earlier in that run, in that transition phase, Sage just using his strides, his long legs to get past Ramsey once again. Meyer just didn't see him early enough. It's one thing to keep watching, especially as this game progresses. See if Clemson can recognize that right away.
There are those long strides again, as Say leaves it for Smart, running on to it on the right wing. Smart against Bafour. Parrish again, he's been active in the recent minutes, wearing that captain's armband. As is Adam Lundegaard, the redshirt sophomore on the left side of the back line. Now a ball toward the area, and Dowd's all over it again as it stayed in parallel to the goal line. And the Notre Dame keeper calmly takes care of another one.
Notre Dame's dropping to almost a 5-man back on the defensive side. Then quickly, as they transition to the offensive phase, they now have at least 4 in the midfield, 2 up front. It was a 4-4-2, but it looks like it may sometimes transition to a 4-3-3 sometimes as they move Rue and Russo around on the right side. It's one thing that makes Notre Dame so good, is that they're able to transition and quickly adapt to a lot of the situations that they're in, especially around the midfield, transitioning between the midfield and the forward part.
Say to Duquesne up the left side. Duquesne with the left foot, got it around Dowd, but it just missed a little bit wide. I think it fooled some Clemson fans in the stands as it struck that back netting behind the goal, but Duquesne with a laser beam that just missed.
For a second there, I thought I'd gotten in there time. I mean, just having enough time to just planted his foot and rocket that. Trying to curl it in around Dowd.
Now the shots even at 5 apiece. Clemson with the much better looks since Ento's opening goal. KK back 4 from Ento. Now Patty Burns. Sizing up Nathan Richmond. He'll go back to Bryce Bonneau. These possessions have been a lot more crisp over the past 15 minutes or so. Certainly on both sides of the ball, but especially with Clemson. There's a turnover. Say knocked it down for Richmond, but Richmond's return ball was errant. Now Bonneau with a miss. And it's corralled by Minard. To the middle it goes for Jabay. A little bit over 15 minutes remaining in the first half. A competitive first half as expected between Clemson and Notre Dame. Tigers continue to switch the field. And now they'll play back through Lundegaard and Marboy. About 4 hit the deck. That frees up Parrish. He'll go wide to Smart. Smart into the middle, but headed away by Ramsey.
This possession here for Clemson's really critical. They're right now just trying to poke and prod at this Irish line.
That comes free for Richmond, seeking Mohamed Say. And Notre Dame taking no chances on a 1v2. Irish will take the corner. Clemson will have a chance to set up with their second corner kick of the night. Clemson
right now just playing slowly, trying to work the ball around, pull some players out of Notre Dame's defense. Really trying to open up those passing lanes, especially between Richmond and Say. Richmond's been really getting open up on the right side. It's just been tough for him to get open, since when he's open, it's really tough ball to try and deliver to him.
Richmond taps it to Parrish. Now Richmond again. Minard brings it back to his right foot, wheels it around, and that clears everybody, and out for an Irish goal kick. Both teams will make one substitution. As you see, Alex Minard, the senior from Estonia, one of the 4 big-name Clemson transfers. Minard comes from Tulsa, where he was a 3-time first-team All-American Athletic Conference selection and a 2-time American Athletic Offensive Player of the Year. 51 combined points over his past 2 seasons with Tulsa.
Minard did really great work over in Tulsa, but one thing that Coach Noonan knows, especially for the Clemson Tigers, it's that even though guys may be successful in one program, when they convert over to a new program, they might not necessarily see that same success and those results repeat themselves on the field. So that's something, especially in these early games, to try and figure out who fits in where, what role can each player play with the gifts and talents that they have for this team.
Got a look there at the decorated Mike Noonan, head coach for Clemson in his 14th season. A man who has led the Tigers to a pair of ACC tournament champions. As Notre Dame with Ento looking for a second. Ento tied up for a moment. He breaks free, finds Bonneau. Bonneau stepping onto it. Bryce Bonneau makes it 2 for Notre Dame.
What a run by Bryce Bonneau. I mean, his run was just cutting through that Clemson team like a hot knife through butter. I mean, you can't ask for such a cleaner and better timed run than that. Take a look here at Ento, just in that corner, you're kind of clogged up, but then Bonneau just seeing all this open green space. Running right in, Ento sees him. 1-2, boom. Notre Dame go up 2-0.
What a first touch by Bonneau off the feed from Ento. And he slots it in low and hard past Andema. Bonneau's first goal of 2023 to go with a pair of assists. And the Irish could not have dreamed of a better start to ACC play, up 2 here in the 33rd minute. The Tigers responded well to Notre Dame's first, but could not find a positive end result on the scoreboard. Let's see what Clemson can do in the final 12 minutes plus before halftime. Burns wards off Meinhard. It falls for Alex Meinhard, who works against Wyatt Lewis, and then Burns shoves him down. And this will be a Clemson free kick just near that sideline. Burns again re-entering the starting lineup for Notre Dame. He was a bit dinged up on Tuesday for the Detroit Mercy match. Coach Riley making sure he doesn't take any chances, unnecessary chances, with playing Burns too much during the midweek non-conference matches. Here's the service from Parrish. Say climbs high looking for a header, but this one comes cleanly through to Dowd. And his sure-handedness continues in front of the Notre Dame goal. Wyatt Lewis, one of those 2 recent substitutions for Notre Dame, plays to the other one, Sebastian Green, who loses his footing a couple times. And the Tigers look to pounce. Parrish around by 4.
It's almost the same situation that Clemson was in after Enuento's first goal.
This comes through for Usman Silla, who has entered off the bench. Silla and Mohamed Say make up one heck of an experienced core for Clemson. Silla playing in his 53rd career game. Senior midfielder from Senegal. He has a goal early on this season and has gradually gotten better as the years have gone on during his time at Clemson. Say, the biggest attribute of his game has been his consistency, but Silla's improvement has really been notable. 2020 all-freshman team in the ACC, a second-teamer 2 seasons ago during the national championship campaign, and then last year he broke through to the first team.
It's really important for Coach Newton to have both those guys on this team and really establish that culture with all these fresh faces in the locker room. 14 new guys for Clemson. For them to really integrate and really combine together to become one cohesive unit. He needs those guys, especially from that championship run. He's got to understand the ebbs and flows, but also the process of trying to bring it back, trying to return to that national championship spotlight.
Final 10 minutes of the first half in South Bend. Rue receives the throw-in from Burns. Somehow forces that one through to about 4. He looks for a return to Rue. And this one comes out.
Really critical here for Clemson, especially on the defense side. See Andema there on the goal, just really talking with the guys, making sure every man is marked. As you have Genenbacher coming in for the throw. He's got a massive throw, so it's almost like a corner kick. They're really setting up right here, the Irish.
Genenbacher sends it in toward the spot. It lands for Lewis. Taps it up in the air. Down for Lewis again. Setting it forward, and this one comes all the way through to Andema, who aggressively pounces on it. And now this long ball perfectly lands for Silla, but his first touch was not what he was looking for, and it careens all the way to Dowd.
Got to give credit there to Andema just to see Silla all the way up top, and what a punt there, just to get him right in stride. Silla just unable to bring it down. Nice job by Marboy to kind of cover back and really stop Bafor from really receiving that long ball, getting in behind once again.
Freshman Nolan Spicer, number 22 in green, had a touch there. Irish try to find him again. The Tiger goes down, and the whistle, bit of a late one there. But the foul called against Notre Dame in the final 8 minutes, as the Irish had some numbers.
Mono there. Oh.
Notre Dame continues to press up front. That forces an errant pass. Irish look to throw it in deep. And now Silla earns the throw-in and quickly advances it for Say, whose first touch went awry.
Clemson's really trying to match Notre Dame tempo for tempo. Notre Dame loves to play really fast. Always purposeful, always intentional. It's really been a lot of Notre Dame so far in the possession, just really winning a lot of it. So you see at the shots here, 41 shots in the past 2 games, 17 on goal, but only converting on those 2, whereas tonight, only getting those 6, having those 6, 4 shots on goal, but netting both.
Spicer's got another shot, and Dema denies him with a low line drive. Spicer back on the ball for Notre Dame. Wyatt Lewis pinwheeling with it. Spicer again, what works? Spicer stopped again. And Dema twice, keeping the deficit at 2. Notre Dame hungry for a third before the break. And the Irish have earned another free kick.
Add 2 more shots to that count. Both of them were on goal as they go from 8 shots to 6 on goal. All from the freshman Spicer. I mean, Spicer's been an incredible addition for this Irish lineup. Take a look here in the replay. Great run in behind. Nice first touch strike. That's really difficult, especially on the run as the ball is bouncing towards you.
Bafour's ball flagged down by Ndema. It's something we talked about with Coach Riley and Notre Dame. Maybe more on an individual level with players like Daniel Russo, who have been all over the shot category, but he's yet to register a point. But Notre Dame, so many shots in the last 2 games, just a pair of goals to show for it, like we showed you. But got to believe that the levee will break at some point, and tonight it has. Here's the foul against Say, as it was Bonneau in the mix.
Yeah, Say just really stepping on the foot of Bonneau. Just probably didn't see him trying to turn as he had the ball, but just really just having an unfortunate step there. So Notre Dame looks to quickly get the ball back and counter.
Bafour into Spicer. Clemson searching for a counter. Gervais goes wide with it. And now Lundegaard. Say is seated up front for Clemson. And the official has stopped play for him. He's just off your screen to the right. But whatever was initially bothering Say on that Bonneau foul has continued.
Yeah, it's something that you don't want to see, especially for Clemson. Star forward. But now it's really, you hope to see him get back quickly, especially as they're down 2-0. You want to see that continuous aggression, continuous pressure being put on the Irish back line. As Isaiah easily comes in for him.
Easily the sophomore from Kailua Kona, Hawaii. Tigers try to play through the middle again. Spicer stumbles to the ground, and the official waves his finger. No foul. Usman Silla given just enough space. And now a wide ball, which Burns nearly he stepped right in front of Dowd. He kicks it out in frustration. That was just like the first own goal that Notre Dame scored in that ACC tournament game against Clemson. It was Burns coming back for a ball, Dowd coming forward for one. Burns headed it toward Dowd, thinking Dowd would just scoop it up, but it went right by him and into the net. Notre Dame fortunately just concedes a corner here. Duquesne with a shot. It's blocked by Lewis. Throw in here as Genenbacher was in pursuit. Clemson looking for a final push with just over 2 minutes remaining until halftime. Silla gets it right back. Silla into the area. The ball squeaks through, and Clemson has cut the deficit in half. Gael Jaber on the rebound as the ball just eluded Brian Dowd, and it's a 2-1 score with exactly 2 minutes to play.
Clemson fully understands the key importance of momentum going into the half. What a brilliant run by Silla, just pinging it off of the midfielders, getting in there. But then Jaber just being there to receive that tipped save there off of Dowd. Quickly cutting that Irish lead in half. Really swinging the momentum for Clemson as we enter the final 2 minutes of the first half.
Goals being credited to Jeranger Bay, rather. Silla picks up the assist off a beautiful give and go, and now Clemson, with still a little bit of time, seeks an equalizer. A low shot, and that one off the woodwork, and Clemson has equalized. Brandon Parrish. Welcome to ACC soccer, everybody.
And what a brilliant shot here by Parrish. Outside the 18. Just drilling this one. What a perfect accuracy there. Just getting by the hand of Dowd. You can just see how much Notre Dame has been winning the defensive battle against them. But quickly in the past minute, they've gone from a 2-0 start. Time got tied up at 2-all.
Parrish picks up his first goal of the season. A senior out of Nashville, Tennessee, with the 5th goal of his career. Now bat 4 into the box. He goes down, and Clemson clears this one in the final minute. What a wild first half here in South Bend.
It's almost maybe the final chance for the Irish to try and answer right back with Genenbacher. The ball is in his arms.
Marboy skies high to clear. Green waiting for it to settle. Ferguson joins him. And now the Tigers clear beyond midfield. Ramsey pushes it forward inside the final 10 seconds of the first half. And that is it for the opening 45. What an opening 45 it was, John French.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think, especially if you look at this entire Tiger side, which Chad Riley right here has got to be a little bit disappointed with how the Irish really ended that half. But he's probably talked to him in the locker room, said, guys, we need to lock in, not just for the 40, not just for the 43 minutes, we need a full 45. Coach Noonan there for the Clemson Tigers. He knows his team's just fighting a really tough battle out there, but he's got to be really impressed and really happy, really proud of what the Tigers have been able to do on the field so far.
Tigers looking to even the all-time series against Notre Dame. Immediately, the Irish will pick up a corner kick. This is the 14th meeting between the Irish and the Tigers. Notre Dame leading 6-5, a couple draws in there. This is only the 4th time these two sides have gotten together at Alumni Stadium. Notre Dame has taken 2 of the first 3 here. So much at stake in the ACC opener. As KK Bafour sends a low driving corner toward the front post for Burns. And another corner coming for Notre Dame. Just 8 opportunities each regular season to prove yourself and make a move against ACC competition. And this represents 12.5% of that schedule, this game right here. So a massive second half for Notre Dame and Clemson. Bafour goes to the back post here. Ondema punches it high, and it exits the box. Genenbacher's return feed. Rue swinging it around, a deflection, but it flies right into the arms of Joseph Ondema.
I was coming in early, almost similar to how Clemson kind of started off the first half, where Clemson just took that ball from the midfield and didn't even exit the Irish defensive half for almost 3 minutes.
And really, when you look back on Clemson's comeback in the first half, well, naturally you'll focus on the goals from Gerbet and Parrish, but how about the 2 key saves in tight by Ondema against Nolan Spicer, the freshman, to deny a 3rd Notre Dame goal? Just about 8-10 minutes or so before the 2 Clemson strikes. Long ball for Bafour, cut off by Potmar Boy.
Speaking of Ondema, he's into his sophomore season here for the Clemson Tigers. Talking to Coach Noonan, he always talked, there's always that first spring, you know, for freshmen coming in onto the team, it's always maybe a little bit green, maybe a little bit inexperienced, but it's always that spring, that first spring season that each freshman hits. You see a lot of growth, and Ondema really showed it this past year.
Russo settles it down, top of the box, down he goes, but the official allows Clemson to play on. Silla bumps into his teammate. And now he's on the ball as he converged with Duquesne. Jerron Gerbet, the first Clemson goal scorer. Depossessed by Russo. Now Radavoisa moves forward for KK Bafour. And he takes a hard shoulder from Smart and draws the foul just across midfield.
Both teams are kind of picking up where they left off in terms of energy-wise. Either one not really letting up, not allowing each one to breathe. Smart just coming up right behind Bafour.
Quite a run there from Rue, and he has earned a free kick just outside the box. Marboy pleading his case as the official will mark off the spot of the kick. An excellent offensive run from Matthew Rue. Even when he doesn't find the back of the net like he has so often, he still makes it happen up front for Notre Dame.
And Marboy just really trying to get his foot on the ball, but instead stretches out and trips Russo there. I mean, that's just a tough, really tough spot to be in. He's kind of caught off guard. It's a real dangerous spot now for Clemson to be in.
Daniel Russo! What a strike! Notre Dame reclaims the lead.
Notre Dame taking advantage of what they're being given. What an absolute beauty from Russo there. I mean, threading it between the defenders on the right and the wall. And Ondema just can see it happening in slow-mo, just getting it right out of the outstretched hands of Ondema. Another shot that goes right between the goalie's hands and the left post.
For Daniel Russo, so many opportunities through the first 4 matches. 9 shots, 2 of them on goal. And finally, he's got his first point. And it comes in a huge situation for Notre Dame. Not only giving the Irish a 3-2 lead, but responding to the Clemson surge right before halftime. Well, what do the Tigers counter with? It's Smart earning a free kick. Russo's 11th career goal in career game number 59. As he looks to build up another impressive season after totaling double-digit points in each of the last 2 campaigns. There's Dowd gearing up for this Clemson free kick. Parrish, who scored the brilliant goal from the outside off the left post and in to equalize. He's setting up to take it. Here is Parrish, driving it low, and Dowd sees it through traffic and covers it up.
Clemson's been really utilizing its electrifying speed against the Irish here as we take another look at that Parrish shot. Trying to drive it nice and low, especially from this far out. Might be a little bit tough for Dowd to see, but Dowd staying low with his hands. His body right behind the ball and blocking it. Saving another ball for the Irish.
Ento and Balfour battling for the Irish, but Clemson earns the throw in right in front of the bench. Final 40 minutes with dusk settling in at Alumni Stadium, the lights shining bright. A perfect scene for what should be a brilliant finish to come in the ACC opener between these 2 highly successful sides in recent years. Tigers earn a free kick just short of midfield. 11 fouls against the Tigers, 7 against Notre Dame. That recent one called on by 4. Now a long ball goes well out of reach from Lundegaard as Russo applied the pressure.
Talk about 2 highly successful programs. I think this is probably the toughest challenge for Coach Noonan for the Clemson Tigers. Just really trying to establish chemistry.
Look at Rue. Here he comes. Rue trying to chip it around Edema. It's free for Ento, but it's cleared out just in the nick of time. Russo again on his left foot, depossessed. Here comes Silla pushing the pace forward. Running onto the ball, Alex Meinhardt. Meinhardt goes down working against Ferguson. Ferguson's upset with Meinhardt, potentially trying to sell a call. As this ball comes back across midfield for Marboy, the end-to-end action continues. And now Jaber settles it down on the Clemson back line. What an opportunity, though, for Matthew Rue for Notre Dame as he broke free just to the edge of the area. Couldn't quite flick it around Edema. Ento had a chance to run onto it, but cleared out.
Yeah, that run there by Rue, that's one thing I was just about to mention before Rue was making his run, is this back line for Clemson's a little bit greener than most times for Clemson. To take a look at the Irish back line here, a lot more experience as Ramsey's able to just shield off the ball to Dowd. That's something for Clemson that they're really going to need to establish early on, is some foundational piece, especially between this fresh back line and Endema in the goal. It's kind of like the backbone, especially for establishing that chemistry between the midfield and the offense. Also getting the communication going up against bigger and badder teams in the ACC.
Great save there to continue this rush for Clemson, and up the right wing. Plenty of speed to try and track it down, and the Tigers commit a foul. And again, physicality continues after the whistle, just like it did on the first Clemson goal. It was Nathan Richmond flying down that right side, but Josh Ramsey cut him off.
Both teams know what's at stake, even though these are early games. Josh Ramey trying to just shield off the ball. And Richmond putting a lot of energy into that.
Long ball off the free kick. Flicked high in the air by about 4. My boy knocks it away. Play stopped for another infraction against the Tigers, as it was Silla involved. See Ndema directing traffic. 3 goals allowed, but 4 very important saves to keep his team well within reach. Bafour swings another one in toward Ferguson. Never reached him. Mr. Bay cleared the ball away. Now Radavoysa commits a foul. Tigers look to restart immediately. And now out to the left wing for Duquesne.
Irish pushing a lot of numbers up on that free kick. They have to come scrambling back. That's why Clemson wants to play so quick, is to try and catch him off guard. But here comes Rue.
Rue played in by Ento. Rue navigating Marboy. He goes down. Russo also could not get through Marboy. And what a recovery by the freshman. Finally, Genenbacher plays it off a Tiger and out for an Irish throw-in. Matthew Rue again involved up front. Brilliant first touch ball from Eno Ento to free him up toward goal, where the Tigers back line holds firm.
A little sequence right there just emphasizes the importance of coordination on the defensive side of the ball. Just a simple interception like that, and Rue can just quickly turn on a dime and immediately make that run in between the Tiger defense.
Space with which to work for Gerbet. He'll use it to find Parrish through the middle. And out to the right side it goes for Smart. Smart's first pass rejected. He returns to his feet. And through Parrish it goes out wide for Richmond. Richmond to his left foot. Back for Parrish once again. And out of the back line for Marboy. Turnover from Lundegaard. He leaves his position. Rue was wide open, but Notre Dame couldn't force it through to him. And now Notre Dame errant pass. Returns possession to Clemson.
Clemson's not letting up on the energy here, especially since they're down now. It's a similar sequence that we saw earlier where they were just kind of playing around the Irish defense, trying to force a mistake, force a man out of position to get the ball going, but that's something that's really tough to do.
Excellent step from Patty Burns. Poking the ball away from Richmond, and now he goes long with it. But Ento nowhere near it. And Ndema comes well outside the box to move play on. Irish starting to pick up that pressure up front with Ento and Rue. The Tigers have handled it well, and now Parrish couldn't play it through Russo. Russo's free kick goal, the difference as of right now. Silla turning with it. Radavoysa chasing from behind. Still at Silla. Has an option wide. Duquesne into the middle. And Burns provides the clearance.
It's just a battle of making runs off the ball. It's not so much the passes are important, but it's also maybe even more important is the vision that players have off the ball right now. Both teams trying to find open space, but it's really tough, especially with these tight defenses.
This one comes through, flicked wide of Dowd, and Ramsey slides to cover up the second shot. Dowd gives him the big pat on the back, And Clemson will have a corner. A quick developing opportunity at the edge of the area.
And Josh Ramsey just covering for Dowd, who's on the ground after he tries to make this stop. Nice play, just sliding down. Just blocking the ball off.
It was Richmond's shot, now it's Richmond's corner. High arcer, beyond the back post. And that was never meant to be for Clemson. Notre Dame makes a pair of changes with just over 30 minutes remaining. It was Gael Jaber streaking toward the back post for the Tigers on the corner. Ento and Bafour depart for the Irish. Nolan Spicer, who generated a pair of shots on goal late in that first half, and Wyatt Lewis return to the pitch for Notre Dame. Quick steal from Lundegaard to Parrish. And now all the way out wide for Smart. Smart against Burns. And Burns, with some help from a stumble, wins the ball, but an Irish throw-in will come off the deflection.
See how both teams are just so good. I mean, right now, literally, mistakes are just being made just to how fast the defenses are forcing each offense. Now, offense for Clemson tries to make a few runs off the ball. Passes just can't quite connect. Immediately, Notre Dame takes over. And Notre Dame tries to create their own run, and then Clemson immediately takes over. So it's just a back and forth running battle. And who's to see who can keep going, who can consistently keep up the pressure and not let up.
Tigers will have a free kick here over near the right sideline.
Got an opening here for Clemson to try and take advantage of. Notre Dame, it was for Russo. Now this one.
And it's down at the back post again. And one more time, it was Jaber closest to it for the Tigers, but we have a Notre Dame player down inside the area. Clock freezes with 28:16 to go. We'll take another look.
This game's very physical. I mean, just the high tempo, high energy that both teams bring to the table is just manifesting. So as Marboy almost lands on top of an Irish defender. Ramsey's up and well, but I mean, that's just kind of how the ACC is. I mean, it's such a tough conference to play in that even these early games, we're only, this is the 6th game in for both teams, and yet each game counts very, very heavily. Like you said, Tyler, 2.5%. If you want to have your stake in ACC play, you're going to need to be ready for every single conference game that comes up in the schedule.
You saw Ramsey walking off on his own power. Boy, he picked the wrong Clemson Tiger to have fall on top of him. Pop Marboy stands at 6'1", weighs 196 pounds. Big frame, especially for a first-year player, and he just ended up driving Ramsey into the ground in a battle for position. So we'll wait for a restart here. 28 minutes plus remaining, and a crazy match between Clemson and Notre Dame. Irish delivered the first 2 goals. The first from Ento in the 16th minute, then Bryce Bonneau in the 33rd. But the Tigers answered back with 2 goals in just about a minute's time. Jarondre Bay and Brandon Parrish for the Tigers before Daniel Russo's free kick goal in the 50th minute put Notre Dame back ahead. Chad Riley and Mike Noonan talking things over with the official, and now we are properly suited for a resumption of play.
Fans are showing out tonight, just bringing the energy in this high-stakes matchup in the ACC opener.
Yeah, there have been a couple big-time crowds early on in the season already for Notre Dame, particularly that Indiana season opener. Students really got involved in that one. Notre Dame's been letting the students have some space down on the field to gather and make a little bit of noise. They were banging the drums during that Indiana match, really spurring the Irish on to what was a positive result, a 1-1 draw. Here's Lundegaard with it for Clemson. Nolan Spicer deals with an aggressive Marboy. And now Smart races Radavoisa for it. Smart with a lot of speed, runs into a wall, otherwise known as Patty Burns, and Clemson will have a throw-in. Russo flags it down and hits the deck. It's through to Matthew Rue up the left wing. Rue a stutter step, watched by a pair of Tigers. This one dangerously close to the corner flag. Clemson wins the ball initially, and then an Irish foul against Radavoisa.
You can almost see in that break there, I think both teams kind of going over strategy, trying to see what the other team kind of showed them after those halftime adjustments. Let's take a look back here at the foul. Radavoisa just trying to use his body to try and win the ball, win the challenge. Unfortunately, doesn't get the call to go his way. And now it'll be a secure Clemson ball deep in the defensive territory.
And Dema comes well out of his goal to take it. A high ball into that slightly softer wind blowing from the north. Here's Silla, navigating through a host of green jerseys. Ramsey clears as far as the midfield stripe. Shots are 11-10 Notre Dame. Irish with 8 on goal. Clemson with 4. Good step there from Lewis to win the ball back. Now it's Spicer. Radavoisa chipping it toward Rue, but Marboy's there once again. Silla. Clemson seeks a counter. Out wide it goes for Richmond. Burns, another aggressive step. Richmond recovers, and Burns just shields him away from the ball and earns a goal kick.
Really nice disciplined stuff there by Burns, really showcasing what the Irish really need to do, especially as they improve upon what they've built so far in the non-conference matchups. Coach Chad Riley talking about having a clean, disciplined play, not having those missed tackles, not having those silly fouls that might happen just outside the box.
And you see Notre Dame still even tonight, despite Clemson's surge to end the first half, has not trailed at any point this season. Clemson's furious, thinking that that ball went over the line. And now it has, and Notre Dame will have a corner kick. Clemson still up in arms about that initial push toward the end line. As it's Jabber having an animated discussion with the official. Irish also still protecting that 24-match unbeaten streak in games in which they've scored first.
You see Smart there going up against Rue. As Jabber trying to just arguing for the ball as the ball gets crossed in off of Bafour. Now it'll become an Irish thrown off of Genenbacher.
Genenbacher, the long throw specialist, right there to take it. There goes, edge of the area. Flicked out, and Dema can't quite keep it in play. Notre Dame setting up for its 5th corner kick of the night.
Just set play after set play for the Irish right now. Clemson's got to do a good job keeping their marks, not losing the ball, especially as it comes to the ball. It can be really easy. Keep your eyes up as you track the ball in, but to also lose your guy, that's really dangerous.
You hear the communication taking place within that 18-yard box. There's the corner kick. Marboy again, rising over everybody. Genenbacher takes a foul as he pushed the ball on. Notre Dame restarts aggressively, but they'll pay for it on a change of possession as Lundegaard stepped onto it. Smart with a move. Ahead for Silla. Clemson a bit discombobulated. And now the Tigers reset with Lundegaard. Russo extends to intercept, but it's back for Lundegaard, who finds Silla. And now Parrish has Richmond on the outside. Richmond entering the box, trying to find an option in the corner of the area, but it rolls harmlessly to Dowd. And that marks the halfway point of the final 45 minutes.
It's a risky decision up at the beginning of that sequence where the Irish try to play really quickly and catch the Clemson defense off guard. Unfortunately, they couldn't connect on that pass. Then all of a sudden, the Irish defense isn't set up for the Irish counterattack.
Arthur Duquesne working against Russo on that left sideline. Javert with space, plays it out wide. Richmond into the middle for Parrish. Parrish gets spun around. Notre Dame emerges with it for a moment, and Radovois is fouled.
Good job by Radovois just to stay up front, not try and put too much energy, overreact, especially with Smart.
I beg your pardon, it was Lewis rather than Radovois there. Ramsey a long ball ahead. Rue was onside, but the ball makes it all the way to Andema, who starts it up quickly. Duquesne blazing up the left wing. Lundegaard. Through Andema. It moves on to Jabert. Silla lofts it. Out for Duquesne once more. Silla, a creative one touch. And it comes out wide for Smart. Smart goes down. And the whistle blown, foul against the Irish.
Simple challenge there for Patty Burns. Just can't quite stand him up on the outside. Let's take a look at the replay there. Richmond just getting the ball set up for their Clemson free kick just outside the 18 corner.
Parrish lining up to take it. Here it comes, low and hard, but right into the arms of Brian Dowd.
Nice line drive ball right over the wall by Parrish. It's just unfortunate that no one was on the front side post there. To see that gets right over the ball, right over the top. But my boy just one step behind on the play. Just can't quite cut in front of Dowd, and Dowd just scoops it up.
One substitution aside here as we're into the 71st minute. Sebastian Green for Matthew Radovoisa on the Irish side. Jackson Roble, junior midfielder, transfer from Wofford, returns for Clemson, taking the place of Nathan Richmond. Tigers looking for that equalizer. In the final 18.5 minutes, it's Silla who has been active. He plays it through beautifully. Minard to the back post. Burns gets clobbered as the ball exits the box. And immediately a foul call against Clemson. And Notre Dame will check on its captain.
It's a really dangerous situation for Burns there. It's great development by the Clemson side to quickly get that up, but Clemson offense just kind of coming in forward there by Clemson, just kind of coming right up behind Patty Burns there. Kind of taking him from behind. Easy call for the referee to make.
Foul went against Sean Smart. Dowd. Well, the kick that goes sailing into the Irish bench, so Clemson a chance to reclaim possession. Tigers overcame a 2-0 deficit in just 1 minute time in the first half. Late stages of the first half. Tigers equalized. But as of right now, Daniel Russo's free kick goal in the 50th minute is the difference. Clemson with 10 shots on the board tonight. Notre Dame with 11. This falls for Russo, surrounded by white jerseys. The Tigers pick him off. And now Parrish steps around Green. Playing it out wide for Duquesne. Genenbacher beats him to it. But now Lundegaard dances around Russo and finds Marboy.
This is where Clemson kind of wants to be. Just pulling the Irish a little bit too far forward so that they can kind of take advantage of baiting them in. Drawing a Irish forward too far up. That way it can open up the midfield, and that way they can start connecting passes between the defense, the midfield, and just quickly progress and make runs between the Irish defense.
Duquesne given some space. In for Silla. Back out to Duquesne. Germain wants to switch the field and does so. Lewis on the ball for Notre Dame, and Burns again sends it out beyond midfield. And over these last 5 to 10 minutes, the Irish have been content to clear and keep Clemson away from dangerous territory in the attack. Not a ton of offense for Notre Dame since those grade A chances for Roux.
That's what makes the coordination and communication so important, and chemistry too between teams, between one team. It's, if you can't understand and kind of feel out how your fellow forward may make a run, how your fellow midfield kind of likes to receive the ball and turn. That's why developing that chemistry is so important, especially in the ACC, where you're always going up against top competition, top 25 competition, almost on a weekly basis.
Ento and Bafour check in for Spicer and Russo as we're inside the final 15. Still a good one-touch ball, denied initially on the Irish back line. Now it emerges for Bafour, fresh off the bench. Genenbacher sized up by Lundegaard. Beno switches the field for Ramsey. Ento leaves this for Burns. Burns slows down. Long ball forward, goes well past Green. And beyond everything for a Tiger goal kick.
Getting into the 77th minute here into the game, they've got a big task for Clemson with Bafour and Ento coming back into play just off the bench. They got fresh legs. It's going to be an endurance challenge for them to see if they can keep up with the relentless pressure and aggressiveness that both Bafour and Ento present.
Foul there against Gedenbacher. And by the way, we still have not seen Mohamed Say, the Clemson leading goal scorer, since he went down with that injury on the Bonneau foul. Looked like a step on the heel late in that first half. Here's the other number 9, Ento, just outside the box. Shadowed by a pair of Tiger defenders. Ento running out of real estate, and he runs out of possession as well. Smart pushing the pace. Clemson has options on the left side. Here's one of them in Duquesne. Rue hustles back. Duquesne finds Gerbet. Deflected by Bonneau. It gets through to Smart. And he's depossessed. Burns played it just wide of Bafour. And a gift for Clemson. Chance to reset. Here's Duquesne. Opportunity for service. Here it comes, but it's well wide. And on the backside of the box, it lands. Left-footed shot. Deflects off the Irish and goes wide. And this will be a Clemson corner with just over 12 minutes to go, as Jackson Roble took the shot. And now he heads off to the bench for Nathan Richmond.
Kind of see the Irish defense. I mean, look at how many players are in this screen right now. There's only 4 Clemson players. There's only almost about 8 Irishmen, just all within 10 feet of each other. Clemson's doing a nice job just squeezing Irish defense together, not allowing them to play in a lot of space.
Bonneau content to clear. Look at how far away from the goal Andema is here, dealing with Bafour. Tigers getting uber aggressive in that pursuit for an equalizer late in the second half. For Notre Dame, Mo Williams has entered for Matthew Rue. 14 in green, adding some size and experience on that Irish back line.
And this time we're almost getting close to that 80th minute mark for the Irish. This is something that Coach Riley has always harped about to his team, always emphasizes closing matches. Can we keep the composure? Can we keep the rock solid disciplined defense that we've kept up for 80 minutes? Especially as we enter conference play, it's going to be something big for the Irish to kind of see if they are up to the task.
And we'll have our first booking of the match. Yellow card shown to Notre Dame. And with 10:28 to go, Clemson will set up shop on a set piece.
Really tough call there by the referee. I mean, Ferguson just trying to lay off and not hit the Tiger defender, but fortunately gets called for it now. Ooh, another nasty foul from behind him before.
Bafour was about to break free as he knocked the ball away from Silla. And the official all over it. Tackle from behind. As the clock dwindles to the 10-minute remaining mark, the Irish can reset.
High stakes, high pressure, chippy game. Final 10 minutes. The Irish up a goal entering the latter stages of this half. You're going to see them try and take advantage of taking away time from the Clemson team. Clemson trying to turn up the tempo, especially as we get to these waning moments.
By the way, just one shot attempted in the last 20 minutes. Both these defenses, particularly Notre Dame's, have stiffened up as the match has drawn late. Tigers look to make another push, trailing by a goal in the final 9 minutes. Jerron Gerbet navigates Ento, loses his footing, forces the ball through to Parrish. Marboy threads the needle to Richmond, but the ball stuck behind him. And now Green has some space. Sebastian Green with smart closing, seeks out Ento. Marboy steps in front of him again. And now Gerbet locates Duquesne out wide. The sizable crowd at Alumni Stadium begins to make some noise. Duquesne plays it through to the area, and it's sent high up in the air. It'll land in play. Silla's on it for the Tigers, leaving for Gerbet. Duquesne somehow got it by 4, but Ramsey and the Irish deny one more time.
Take a look back at this replay here. Duquesne just always making these runs on the inside. Just no one there to really crash the box for Clemson. But again, once again, Clemson's just squeezing the defense of the Irish together, really bunching them up. That's giving Clemson a lot of space to work with.
Richmond, great look, but it was knocked down by Lewis, and he'll just play this one out. And Notre Dame has a player down in the box. Clock freezes with 7:06 to go as Bryce Bonneau slowly returns to his feet. Official will allow Bonneau an opportunity to have a swig of water. And in fact, he'll head all the way off to the bench.
Bonneau's been a great presence for the Irish, especially in this game. That second goal in the second half for them.
At a voice of the replacement for Notre Dame as Clemson restarts. Lundegaard receives the return from Duquesne and plays it in low. It's knocked down, but right for Silla. Silla pokes it out. Duquesne cleared out for Marboy. Heavy first touch, and Ento jumped all over it, but Adema's all the way out near midfield.
Hey, you see this Clemson backline. I mean, they're already at the top of the circle on the Irish side, and Adema's playing almost near half. Which goes to show how much space the Irish are giving them right now. Playing in a 4-4-2 in the back. Really not keeping up the aggressiveness on the offensive side. It's really an advantage for Clemson to kind of take advantage of now, since the Irish are really giving them all this space to work with.
Lundegaard carving through the middle. It's into Richmond. Now wide for Smart. Good first touch. Here it is in low. Cleared out by the Irish. Parrish sends it high up in the air, but nowhere near goal. And with 5:35 to go, the Irish survive another push and have a goal kick. Matthew Rue back into the match, replacing Ento. The fans on the edge of their seats. Plenty of Irish fans, a few Clemson fans in there as well. Enjoying an intense ACC opener on a magnificent Saturday night in South Bend. By 4, wins the ball from Duquesne and finds Rue, but Marboy again all over it. Marboy just keeps getting better and better on that back line as the match progresses. About 4 called for the foul there as we're inside the final 5. Richmond has it. Into the middle. Some real estate here for Clemson. Duquesne enters the box and fires it right off. Russo with the left foot. Checked out, it's Genenbacher stepping in front.
I seem a little insignificant of a piece, but I think it's just as important. Matthew Rue coming in as a sub for the Irish after being on the bench. Enuento coming out. I think that's a really important piece of leadership, especially on the offensive side, to really shift this Irish team from sitting back too much and allowing Clemson to kind of have their way on the offensive side and really tell the team, hey, let's push up, let's put some pressure on them. We may have 4 minutes left, but we can still continue the aggressiveness, continue attacking this Clemson defensive line and not allow them to even have another chance at scoring.
Sean Smart out for Richmond. Burns all over it. And he's flying up the left wing, taken down from behind. And this will be a booking. Some extracurriculars as well. The yellow shown to Richmond. And with 3:28 to go, Patty Burns provides an injection of momentum and energy to Alumni Stadium.
I mean, there's not much you can do, especially now since Patty Burns has really turned on the Jets up the left side. Richmond's already been beat. It's more of a tactical foul there to just stem the momentum that Notre Dame had after that really key possession switch. I mean, Clemson this whole half has kind of dominated possession, and now Notre Dame's turned on the Jets in the final 4 minutes.
Boy, did you see that reaction from Burns? Big celebration right in the face of Richmond as the two return to their feet. Richmond obviously took exception to it, and thus a little bit of extra activity after the initial whistle.
Yeah, Burns knew that was possibly a goal-scoring opportunity, and he knew he beat Richmond there too. Richmond taking the booking and trying to curb the momentum. So there's even more activity going on the left side, as now Bafor's been booked.
Official trying to make sure that these final few minutes are as fair as possible for both sides here. To give Clemson a chance to get back into this thing. Bafor maybe taking a little bit of extra time there. Here's Lundegaard with it, swinging it across the field. Burns making an aggressive play on the ball one more time and sending it out for a throw-in. Precious seconds tick away for the Tigers. Silla recovers. And wide for Marboy, who has really entered the attack. He's playing almost all the way up front now. Smart settles it. Gets a return from Richmond. Ramsey knocks it high up in the air and well out of play for a corner kick.
Irish know you can't count these Clemson Tigers out yet, as we saw in the waning moments of the first half. 2 minutes left, and Clemson scores not just 1 goal, but 2 goals in under a minute. The keeper Andema is well beyond midfield now. The corner kick comes to the backside of the box for Silla. Silla takes the shot, it's deflected, and Dowd was there! Save of the night for Notre Dame, but still a corner for Clemson. This one lands for Smart. Couldn't settle it down, and it's cleared away by Genenbacher. Approaching the final minute. Genenbacher's down. The clock stops with 59 seconds to go. And Brian Dowd comes up massive for the Irish. And wow, you kind of see it here. Silla just trying to take as much space as he can to kind of get a look, get a shot off. What a rip here. Getting that open space just between two Irish defenders. Brilliant shot, but also the brilliant save off of Dowd. Not allow that ball to go in. But both these teams know how little points there are to kind of have some say, especially in the ACC conference, where you only get those 8 games. You have to make the most of them. If you want to have, especially as you go into postseason play, there's the importance of having that home field advantage, not just in conference play, but also in the NCAA tournament. And it even starts as early as these games right here.
And it's amazing, isn't it? The acceleration from zero, not necessarily zero, from 0 to 100, but a lot of these non-conference games are very much one-sided. Clemson's was Tuesday. Notre Dame had a 5-0 result against IUPUI, and you go from that to this, and the intensity just ratchets up as we see another look at that magnificent stop from Dowd on Scylla.
Just a green Irish wall in front of him. But Dowd just being able to track it through all those bodies. As the Irish try and try and hold off the Clemson attack for one more solid minute.
40 seconds remain. It's in the hands of Smart. Into Duquesne. Here comes Parrish. Rue closing in quick. Cleared out of there by Lewis. All the way back to the keeper with 22 seconds on the clock. Duquesne turns away with it, and a slide from Sean McDowd, who entered for the injured Genenbacher. 7 seconds left. Lewis runs onto it. It took resiliency, it took heart, but Notre Dame, for the first time in 5 years, has won its ACC opener.